So I've noticed a lot of times with doing code, especially if I'm tired, I just do stupid stuff. Like the answer is staring me in the face and I do something stupid. Well, let's see. I'm just gonna put this back where it was. So, my problem was that I was using an if check, not a while check. So, what I need to say is while, and now I need to look at the state info stuff. So while, basically this, yield return a new wait for end of frame. So while the name hash is not this, wait for the end of frame, and then say while, once again, the state name hash, not the name hash, I want to say the state info.length is less than 0.5. State info.length is less than that. Also wait. And then at the end, send coroutine finished. Now let's check this. So that's why everything was falling through. I was just doing a quick if check, if this, and then it moves on, and it doesn't... I needed a while statement. Instead of an if, I needed a while check. Such a simple, stupid error. Let's see. Lick, 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 lick. Okay. Let's go. Where are you? Wait for the end of frame. Dot length is less than 0.5. State info. Now I need to go do a quick check and see exactly what the animator state info is giving me. Animator state info dot length. In seconds. Yeah, okay, so I need to do the length divided by 2. Okay. So, animator state info. Let's see what this gives me. I was hoping that it would give me current duration. So length is the current duration in seconds. The current duration of the state. Now, I assume that means the current total duration. So if I say that the dot length divided by 2 I'm gonna have to see what the duration gives me, or what the state info.length gives me. So I'm going to try pasting it here. And then I'm also going to paste it here. I'm going to say well, I guess I should do a debug.log. And just get rid of that. Okay. And for now, I'm going to just hide this stuff and do a yield return a new wait for seconds. 2F. I just want to confirm exactly what it means by the current duration. I think it means the total time, but I want to make sure that there's not a typo or something and it's actually giving me the current place within the duration or something. So let's see. Boom. The current duration, 0.6. So it is the total time. It is the duration, the total duration of that state. Okay. So what I want to do then is wait for seconds. Well, let me get rid of this, get rid of that, and this should be pretty simple now. Alright. A new wait for seconds of this. That's all I need to do. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna have a while loop here that waits until we are in the right state, in case we're not for some reason. And then I'm going to wait for half of the length of the state info, which should mean that the tongue is fully extended when the damage occurs. And I didn't even have my dashboard up. Hold on a sec. Let me get to my chat room. Okay. Chat room. Good. In general, you know, it seems to take a little bit too long. I probably could do like divided by 3. Let's see. and you know, I guess I don't need to fiddle with making the animation timing precise and everything, because I haven't polished the animations yet, but I guess I'll move on after this then. If this is doing something to my liking, I'll just move on. Oh, I got hit twice. Boom, boom. Boom. So it is not doing things to my liking, and that it's hitting me twice, but I know why. Because I wait for a third of the duration here, but then I just clear it and say the coroutine's finished. I need to not. I need to wait for basically this divided by 3 times 2. To get the other 2/3 of the time in. Because I wait for a third of the time past the damage, and then I'm clearing and saying, oh, the coroutine's done, so it can go back into hunt and trigger it again. I need to wait for the other 2/3 of the animation. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so now the only issue is that you see, like, I'm on top of the shell when it licks, and I'm still getting damaged. And that's just because of the way the sphere cast here is happening. So it's probably a bit too large, I would guess, would be one of the things. And its position and everything. So its transform position, what I've considered doing is using a collider on the thing's actual tongue. And I'm just not sure if I should do it that way or if I should do it this way. If I do it this way, I kind of have to time the animation, whereas if I had it actually be a trigger on the tongue, both have pros and cons. I guess I can leave it at this for now. And maybe just tweak the lick punch. So what's happening with it is just tweak the size. Alright, so it's going up by 1 unit. And this thing is not really that tall. So by comparison, it's probably about 1.5 units tall, whereas PJ is 2 units tall. Let me just go ahead and make sure any changes are applied to that, and I'm going to go into the overworld here, because we have a PJ model there, and then I can go grab resources, prefabs. Where's my giant clam? Giant clam holder. Alright, so we can kind of see, using PJ as a guide. So this is 2 units. So this really only needs to go up something like, say it would be to the edge of his shell there, right here, so we can kind of just check that by doing this. So yeah, about 0.7 units. You know, I can make it 0.75, so it's going up twice as high as it needs. Well, no, it's just an extra quarter. Transform dot up times a 0.75. So then the forward here, negative forward by 1.25 units, and I'm not defining the radius of the sphere as well, which would be a problem because the radius will probably default to 1, which means the diameter would be 2. I'm interested now. What is the default radius of a physics.overlap sphere? Overlap sphere. Let's see. So it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me what the radius is by default. That's fine. Animator state info. Go ahead and get rid of that. Find animation. Animator. Okay. Well, I'm going to want to put a radius in here. Position radius. So what do I want the radius to be? Quarter unit? Ooh. So I have it at a negative. Alright, I gotcha. I have it at a... So, this is 5 times the size of what I just guessed it should be. That would explain a lot as to why it's still hitting you. So the negative transform.forward, let's check that out. So we want to go 1 unit, which this grid square here should be about 1 unit. I'd rather make that probably 1.5 units, and then have the radius be half a unit. Easily half a unit. Transform.forward times 1.5. And I'm going to have the radius be half a unit. Alright. And I guess, so let's see, that's 1, that's 1.5, and if I go out like, come on, give me control. If I go out half a unit, that's basically going out to here and doing a pretty, so that's a fairly small, that's still a kind of a small radius around that tongue. Half unit down. Yeah, so that's, I think that's quite a small radius. That should be rather forgiving. Yeah, I don't, let's... Oh, that got me. Let's, Oh, interesting. Because I think what it's doing when it can't lick me... I think it's doing a spinning lick. Which would make sense, that it would try the spin lick. and that the spin lick would hit me while I'm on top of it. Movement, let's see. Because I'm not dealing damage appropriately. So, if it wants to try the beside attack, that's fine. Spin attack Y, huh? Problem is, I think I basically need to do the same sort of thing. Make this spin attack Y a coroutine. Just take all this junk down here. So this is going to be let's see, this we'll just do spin attack Y, and this will just do lick punch. Okay, let's see. Apply that, save the scene, and then go into here. So for the spin attack Y, it really is just calling spin attack Y on here. That's what it's doing. It's calling this. But I don't want it to call that. So over here, let's try doing like a spin attack one shot or something. So maybe call it lick slice. So this is lick punch. You can call this lick slice. Full manager dot spin attack Y. Right? Set trigger, yep. That'll do. Base layer dot punch, no. It needs to be lick spin. And I might just call this lick spin, make it simpler. Which means I need to go into the cucumber here, not cucumber, clam. Keep getting all my enemies confused. Movement, spin attack, I'm going to call this lick spin. I'm going to start coroutine lick spin. Alright, which is going to fire spin attack Y, and the same sort of thing. It's going to get I guess I could wait for like a third of the animation. Why not? These are all sending club things though. I don't know that I want them to be that vicious. Because club attacks. Hagel. Going better now. It was going pretty terribly earlier, because I was being stupid. Whenever I'm trying to code and I'm tired, it just, you know, one simple mistake, and you can just waste a lot of time on it. My simple mistake was trying to use an if statement for yielding in a coroutine instead of a while loop, so it was just falling through, and I was too tired to realize that I was being dumb. Yeah, I can do coding. Well, I was gonna say I can do art when I'm tired. Coding though, I mean, because you know, if you use a bad color or you make a line that's kind of more squiggly or whatever that you need to, or anything like that, it doesn't break your art. But if you make a single logic or syntax error in code, it breaks your code. Alright, cool. Let me try pausing this. I will. I'm gonna get it. Really? Come on. And there. Okay. I wanted to check for sure to see what's going on with the animator in here. Giant Clam, you should be. Everything in the package got there. Yep. There was a frame, there was a controller, and there was obviously the capture card. I think that was all, well, and some plastic bags for packing. Okay, so, alright, yes, lick spin. So, the lick spin, we go into the lick spin, spin attack Y, and then, if idle is true, or walk is true. Problem is, that's the problem, it's not finishing. So we're in walk now, so it hits this, and then it just exits instantly. Let's see. So punch isn't doing that, it's not exiting instantly. Yeah, the frame was from before we went to New Zealand. I don't know where it is right now. But yeah, it's probably a good thing to have. Memories and all. So I guess punch changed itself. This is the one. Idle is the one that is set that way. So I think this one did change itself. Well, no, I mean... Oh, that's the bool. So, the regular lick spin, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so it does blend. So I guess I should blend that out. It's still not working. Well, if a trigger won't work, let's see. Okay. Try this then. Interesting. That's what I figured. It wasn't actually updating. That's not actually updating while I'm playing. Let's just add an exit time. And the exit time it's giving me is 0. So it's coming in here, because spin attack becomes true. Maybe, I need to blend this as well. And I guess that would be the typical expected use scenario. And walk is true. Okay. So that's back to default blending, essentially. Let's see how that holds up. Yeah, there we are. Now it's going through the motion. That'll do. Now the only issue is that I need to send damage for that. And also that the thing is spinning under my feet, but I'm not being flung off it or anything. I think if you are on top of it and it does spin, so, you know, even right now it's like bobbing up and down and jumping and stuff, and I'm not moving. And I think the reason I'm not moving is because it's, well, I know the reason I'm not moving is because the collider is on the holder and not the actual enemy. It's not actually part of the enemy's skeleton hierarchy. So the collider is here. The capsule collider is here. Well, and the box collider is what I'm standing on. So it might actually be best if I move them so that they could actually be, say, on the root here. Let's see. Yeah, I think that would work a lot better. Maybe. Although, when it's opening its mouth... Well, actually, that could be cool. Because it would, you know, work sort of like a horse that's bucking at that point. So now I just kind of have to figure out how I want to go about doing that, because typically I don't put I haven't been putting the actual the main collider like that down, but I guess I could try it. It would just mean going in here and let's go have a look and see what the shape of this collider is. let's see. Box collider is, where's my writing pad? Oh, there we are. So 0.625, 0, 1.75, 1.25, 1.25, and for now, actually, I can just go ahead and, instead of setting this all up in code, I'm just going to set it up on the character for now, and see if it'll work. So paste that component, and we need to get rid of the Y offset, offset now. And for this box collider, I'm just going to disable it. So the trigger handler, the giant clam collision trigger handler, I would now need to have this on the root here. So for now, I'm going to apply this to the prefab before I go in and, you know, delete these components. And then I should only really need to go into the setup script, and where I get the box collider, I should do that on root. That should be root.component.box collider. And for the collision trigger handler, that will also be root. And with any luck, that should be working. Let's find out. Well, I mean, it's working in one way, it's not working in the other. So the whole bucking thing is definitely working. So what's going on here? So everything is disabled. Collided with, hit particle. Okay, so why is the collision handler on collision stay if the active contains wait for ground? Let's see. The state should be jump attack forward, wait for ground. Okay, so the state is wait for ground. Movement FSM, that's send event landing. So now the question is, why would collided with? Why would this work on the main game object, but not be working on the other game object? All right. Let's see here. Falls through the floor. It's interesting because it should be sending an on-trigger stay. For the ground. Other.gameObject.tag. You know, maybe it's null. Let's find out. Let's see what's on there. So it's not even registering. We're not getting on-trigger stay. So we're not getting trigger or collision events from the trigger handler. Let's see. Okay. I guess one of the reasons would be that the capsule collider is not. So, but that should only be stopping the trigger events. It shouldn't be stopping the collision event. But I only have it for on collision enter and waiting for the ground. I don't have an on collision stay. There is our issue. On collision enter. I could do an on collision stay. Instead of a non-trigger stay. So the collision... do I want to do on trigger stay or on collision stay? Well, just to sort of prove that it would work. Let me just add one of these. And I'll call this on collision. And that's going to take a collision. Collision other. And now it should function properly. No. Interesting. Why no? And it's not even... That is really interesting. Why would it say no? Because on collision enter should be making it come back, so should on collision stay. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try. going and taking this and doing, I'm going to copy this component. I'm going to put the same component down here on the root. Come on. Paste component is new. Get rid of the offset on the Y. Go to my title screen. I'm going to save that. And go into my setup script. And for the capsule collider, not that capsule collider, I'm going to do once again a root.getComponent. Because it is on rig root. Alright, let's see if this will work. Otherwise, I mean, there are other tricks that I can do. But I would rather it look like he's, you know, kind of riding around with the character, instead of just getting knocked off the character or something. Okay. Well, yeah, that works. And now it is getting bucked around, like I would expect. Let's see if we can trigger a spin lick. I can't grab it though because those triggers aren't on an enemy layer. So that's interesting. It tells me a little bit about the collision handler here. That for some reason the on collision stay and such wasn't working. Well, I should be able to leave it like this if I go in here and change this root to be on the enemy. Where's enemy? Enemy, the enemy and enemy. Subject only. Now this should allow me to grab it and throw it, hopefully. We'll see. Nope. Alright. Well, I'm sure that's because of it looking, because I'm not getting the root game object and it's just looking for the FSMs. So that would be based on PJ. When I try to grab something, game object, root. Okay, so I do the cast. And if it's enemy jumpable, I can now get rid of. I believe that is the correct course of action. Well, and I don't want it there. I'd want it here. Get root of whatever was hit and store it in hit. Alright. Yes. Alright. All that works. And it's dead. Nice, so that works too. Now that I changed stuff around. So can it even hit me though with a lick attack? No, it can't. Because the damage it's trying to send, it's trying to send damage inappropriately. So the lick, spin, damage sending needs to be fixed. Alright. Okay, come back to level 1. So I tend to think that I can go ahead and apply this as a change. And keep this, keep that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up in code to add all this stuff in, so I don't have to do it manually every time I rework on the character. But I like this now. It's a bit better than I was doing it, and I think I'll have to go upgrade the crab to work this way. So to have the colliders, yeah, I like it. Let's see. Can I attack it? I could probably, I might be able to attack it while I'm standing on top of it, which could be bad. Okay, so grabbing gets the root, right? I just set that up. What about punch attacks? If I'm going to do a punch attack, item swing, item throw, where is my regular punch? Punch. Send message punch. Okay, so let's go check PJ Super Punch. And just make sure that whenever I do something like a punch, I do also get the root. Awesome. Making sure everything's consistent. So that is the correct course of action, and I can now move on to getting rid of this capsule collider. Go for the clam setup, and I think I can just remove all of these. Clam setup for now, just close all of that. Alright, so I need to create the colliders now. So the capsule trigger on holder is going to be now a root.add component, and the box collider They're not on holder anymore. On holder, but they are main. I could change the names, but it lets me know which ones they are. So for the... let's go for the box. Box collider is 1.75 and then 1 1/4 on both for the size. Size is assigned a new vector 3 of 1.75, 1.25, 1.25. And the capsule collider is a little more tricky. Radius is 1 1/4, height is 3. Radius is assigned 1.1 1/4. Height is assigned 3. And then the axis, or the direction, is assigned the x-axis. So basically the axes are a zero-based x, y, and z, 0, 1, 2. So x-axis would be 0. Now I should be able... ooh, the giant clam. Alright, I can remove... also, I need to set that capsule collider to be a trigger. Capsule collider. Dot is trigger. It's assigned true. And then what I need... I can go ahead and remove these. But I need to deal with this giant clam collision trigger handler. Because right now I'm getting it right here. So I do get component. I need to make it an add component. Because I don't want to have to be assigning these when I swap out the model for new animations and such. I'm going to apply that to the prefab. And check it out. Make sure it'll work. Alright, it's attacking. I can hit it. That works fine. I can hit it this way. I can grab it, throw it around, and I can stand on it and attack it from above. Alright, so nice. And now it's dead, but you know. So all that works perfectly. And now I need to do the same thing for the crab. Because, let's go, where's my crab? Mr. Crab. If you look at the crab, you'll see it has the same sort of original setup that I did with the triggers are here, the trigger and the collider are here, and so is the collision handler. So what I need to do is decide where I want them, even if it's just on this mesh. Well, this mesh shouldn't move, so it would be more like needing to put them on the rig. Yeah, I'd probably need to place them on rig. Which means I would need to offset them a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and open up the crab setup and see if we can get this going. Where are you, Mr. Crab Setup? Okay. Crab Setup. So I should have So here's the collision trigger handler. And this I need to be a add component on rig. So I should have rig. So rig dot add component. And I need to find the colliders. So here's my sphere trigger on holder. This is once again going to be a rig dot add component. Rig dot add component. And what I need to do is set them. So the sphere collider. Let's go ahead and grab this and toss it on here. So probably all I really need to do is get rid of that offset. And I would assume, okay, Unity, let me do stuff. Okay, so they are a little offset. So I guess the difference is that I would need to offset the Z positive by that amount. And let's go flat. And now I need to offset the Y. I shouldn't need to set it that far, no. So if this Y is -2, 0.1, maybe? Something like 0.1 should be okay? Close enough? Close enough. So the radius is 1.5. Dot radius is assigned 5F. The center is 0.1, and then what I just copied. New vector 3, 0, 0.1, and this. Alright, let's go grab now the box collider. Ooh, and the sphere collider needs to be a trigger. Oop. Okay. Unity! Box collider. Copy the component, go to the rig, paste the component. And it's all kinds of offset, probably the same sort of thing that I need to do here. Put that there, and maybe -1.1? Not quite. -0.22. So this is 1 1/4 difference. It's up, that's down to, that's up 0.75. Alright, I'm gonna lock this. Select that, and then right about there. 0.16. Oh, nope. That's going to be the box collider center. And it's going to be... well... negative 0.16. Yep. And then the size 1, 1.4, and 1.7. 1.4, and 1.7. Alright, I should now be able to remove the box collider, the sphere collider, the collision trigger handler, and then also remove this sphere collider, and this box collider. And I'm gonna just save this and see if this one works before I apply it to the prefab. The other ones are gonna break if that one works, but I can fix them pretty easily. Okay, so I haven't gotten the rig yet. That would be why. So, fine. Do it there. And let's see if that clears up the problem. At least for that crab. Hopefully it clears up the problem. Whenever Unity is done loading, okay. Alright. I need you to come after me. Attack. That works. Hitting you works. Damn it. Want to try and jump on your head. So the only thing at the moment that isn't working is grabbing it, and that's because of the layer once again. I need to set the tag in the layer to enemy for the rig. So I can do that here. Rig.tag is assigned enemy, and actually, I guess that should be fine. And then rig.layer, also assigned enemy. Fine. There. I figured that was going to happen. It's going to want a number for the layer index. Tags and layers. Enemy is number 9. Is assigned 9. And I guess I can use, well, element 1 is enemy. I think I can probably use it by number. Unity set tag. Yeah, I'd really Unity use tag index. Tag index. Yeah, so I'm not sure that I can actually use the index. I don't think I can. Yeah, it doesn't look like it'll let me use the index for a tag. It should, but for now, I'll simply leave it at that, enemy and layer. So for the Clam setup as well, I've added the collision trigger handler to root. So I needed to do root dot tag as assigned enemy, and layer is assigned number 9. Okay. So I should be able to go here, and I guess I don't need to worry about that. So I should go update the blue crab whenever Unity deems it appropriate to allow me to work. Alright, apply this prefab. And here's the blue crab. Just gonna go remove these components first. Collision trigger handler. And that's actually all I should need to do. If I play this, it should, because it should use the same crab setup script. Yeah. It has already gone through and found rig and added all that stuff to it. Excellent. Alright, so for the cucumber, I don't know. Maybe I should look at let's see what the prick does. I assume it puts colliders on the top level as well, because that's pretty much what I was doing. But it puts them on here. And I did that on purpose, because I don't want it spinning around and knocking you around. So that's fine. I'm going to take a break. For a couple minutes anyway. Okay. So let's go have a look, and I just want to see what type of colliders this is using. Okay, brick. A sphere, 2 sphere colliders, huh? One of them's a trigger, one of them is not. Yet it's still in the floor. Interesting. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with the prick. And the eel, I'm just kind of doing a little bit of an audit now of colliders and stuff, because... Alright, so this has a trigger and a box collider and stuff. I'll probably need to go mess around with that later. But at the moment, I'm happy with things. Let's go back to this, see what I've got on my list here. Animator controller, transitions and bowls. Anything sick damage. It's using owner. Take damage rotation comparison. Okay. Get the rotation of owner. And I'm comparing that with 180, which seems odd that I'd be using the rotation of the owner. Because its Y rotation isn't what changes. It should be the rotation game object. But at the same time, I haven't noticed any problems. I'm gonna go try running and hitting the crab and just see what it reports as the Y rotation being. I'm assuming it's going to report 0, at which point I will know that it's a problem. Take damage. So that should have been just a regular punch. Which it would. It's not gonna get the. It's not gonna get the information. Because it doesn't need to. Fine. Super punched. Now that has been super punched, use owner rotation Y. Yeah. I mean, it is responding correctly. So it's one of those things, you know, it's working right now, but why? Contact on left. Alright, I'm going to specify the rotation game object. Instead. Let's see if that broke it. Ah, no. Go back. So that did make it go the wrong direction. From one side. Alright. What's rotation right now is negative 102.5. Now it's positive 102.5. And that was probably why it was working. Because the rotation would have been 0. Using owner, storing it in rotation Y would be 0. So then it would compare rotation Y with, so it would compare 0 with 180. Ah, so it just so happened to be magically working. Okay. Because I was looking at, you know, if the contact point was on the left or the right. Yeah. Okay. Let's apply some intelligence to this. So rotation Y, let's compare it to 0. So if the character is facing left, the rotation is negative. So left is negative, right is positive. Alright, so if I was hit on the right side, and rotation Y is greater than force position. Sorry. If I have a crab, hit on the right side, looking to the right, so Y rotation is greater than 0, I apply force positive X. Force positive X adds force on X, which is positive. So I think this is actually backwards. I think it's going to be backwards. Let's try it. You know, not level 2. Actually, just need to go make sure that rotation object Y0, rotation object Y0. So I think it's going to be wrong on one or both directions. It'll be backwards on one or both. So that came toward me, and that came toward me. So it's wrong on both. Which was expected. Negative, positive, negative, positive, positive, negative. Correct. And correct. Alright, now I get to do some tedious just updating, but this will make sure that the collisions are always correct. Instead of being magically correct, they will be actually correct. That didn't work. Man. So, this is going to suck. Alright. Well, I can just go through and replace this one. I'm gonna go this way. Can't believe this has been wrong all this time. And just magically working. Alright, so L. Do so that's negative, positive, positive, negative. And really, well, I can just yeah, so I'm just gonna do the top one. Contact L. Now I can do contact R. Okay. So now this crab should work regardless of how I hit it. Haha! Attack the clam. Enemy on enemy damage. So, I still need to go in now and fix the blue crab. So I can apply this to this prefab. Go to Playmaker, go to take damage, contact L. Copy that action. Go find our blue crab. Where are you? There's a blue crab. Take damage. So what I need to do is just more copying and pasting to make sure that this is getting the right rotation. So it's getting it from the rotation game object. And it needs to do that for all of these. Okay. Now, I'll go to this crab, grab the contact L, float compare. I'm gonna copy that. And go around replacing these. That should be all the contact L's. And now we should be able to do contact R. Okay. So that's fixed. It's fixed on there anyway. I have another character. I have another character I have to look at. The Clam. Because it has basically the same settings. Alright. So I'm not quite done. Copy the selected action again. This is one of those things where if this was in code, you know, instead of being in an FSM that's visual like this, if it was like in code and, you know, properly coded, this would be able to be pushed to update all the different enemies that use this setup. But being in a visual FSM like this, I just have to go do a bunch of copying and pasting. Both have their pros and their cons. The visual stuff's, you know, especially if you're getting started on things, it's definitely helpful. So this is the left. And I'm getting tired of copying and pasting. We still have one more loop to go through. Okay, this should be the last loop. That could have actually been a problem. I'm comparing with 0. Because this character's... The Clam character's rig is different than the Crab's. So I may have it backwards for the Clam. Thinking that the rotation game object on the take damage FSM isn't being so I'm not actually setting Let me go make sure of what... I wasn't actually setting the rotation game object. If it's going to work based off of a rotation game object, it needs to have that set. Rotation game object. On take damage, what about movement? Rotation game object, and you're used, grabbed, released air, and state 4. Set animator bool to grabbed. I'm going to have to have a look at that. Or set the animator bool on the rotation game object. So the rotation game object for the clam value is assigned the rotation game object. And what am I assigning this? Because I don't think it's just clam. I guess it is. It is giant clam. So in this case, it would have an animator on it. How about the rotation of the crab? Is the rotation game object just crab? I guess it would be. So I guess all that works fine. And that would be why it was never playing. Okay. Giant clam setup, rotation game object. We also need to do this for the movement. If I can type, movement FSM. And now I get to see if the clam force stuff is backward. Which it might be because the rotations are different than the crab. First, okay, crab. Pissing me off. Thank you. Oh, that worked. That worked. From behind, nice. Okay. All that seems to work. Grabbing him. And he's dead now, but whatever. Ah, bastard crab. What? Grab. Okay. I think it may have licked me once when I grabbed it. So I think Clam lick punch while grabbed. Alright. Orient pickup angles. Alright. Let me go check and see. I think the clam is orienting to the ground just like the crab is. Man, since I fixed a couple of bugs, the crabs have gotten more dangerous. Let's see. Yes, it's orienting to the ground. That's cool. Alright. Now let me go make this eat items. Setup. Liquor, jumper. I'll make it a liquor. And I'll make it an item eater. And I'm just going to apply that and go to the title screen again. Okay. So let's make sure that Licker and Giant Clam are being set properly. Let's see. Licker, Jumper. Where is Jumper? Jumper, Licker. Ah, the lick probability. Yes. So I should have something in here that says, if Licker, and then lick probability equal to 0. Lick probability is assigned 25. And I'll do the same thing for Jumper. And I don't need this crab, he's pissing me off. Goodbye, crab. Title screen. Licker, jump probability is 100. That shouldn't matter. Lick probability is 25, because it's not a jumper. So radar should not be letting this jump. If jumper, decide lick attack. Whoop. That looks about right. Decide lick attack. There we are. Alright. Now, I guess its lick attack probability is only 25%, but still hopefully get to see it relatively easily. It's still jumping. Why is it jumping? Jumper, Licker. Decide jump attack. Decide lick attack. Did I not implement lick attack? Jump height and everything. Yeah, I don't want this to be jumping. Okay, yeah, jump attack forward. Okay, so it's not implemented. That's why. Not implemented properly. So let's do movement. Let's see, lick loop coroutine, and then I have lick attack forward. Or jump attack forward. Lick loop coroutine isn't really ground attack forward, but that doesn't tell me that it's a whether it's a coroutine or not. Well, I'll just set it to that. ground attack. Ground attack forward. And then I can use that in the script. Ground attack forward. And it doesn't need to do anything with sphere casting to check for obstacles. Alright. What is... yeah. I've already decided that. So the only thing I need to do now is go change the probability of the attack at 100% and see what happens. Wait a minute. Well, there's coroutine finished. Dun, 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 dun. So this decides the jump attack, but then if it actually does the jump attack, lick loop attack forward. Why would I deactivate the AI though? I'm going to turn that off. I don't think I should deactivate the AI. Lick loop attack forward. Alright, so that should be in the crowd, or the giant clam punch. Giant clam punch. Lick loop attack forward. Let's see. How long do I want